Welcome everyone to 5 Games 5 Minutes from Dragon32universe.info. ARCADIA. I've played some stinkers in my time, but Imagine's ARCADIA really does take the proverbial biscuit. The game is a shoot 'em up where aliens peel across the screen from right to left, getting lower and lower. You blast at them from below, and if you hit them they die, and if you run into their bullets, or them, you die. And well, that's it. The game is basically the same level ad infinitum with absolutely no increase in difficulty and no change in sprites. I mean, come on, where's the incentive to come back for more? There's so little actually here that it feels more like a demo than an actual game. This review lasted a minute. You'll be bored of ARCADIA in 2. Awful. Caverns of Chaos is a nifty monochrome platform game of 20 screens, which you progress through serially. You control a small spaceman who must collect the 4 keys on each screen. After this, a cavern wall opens, and you must fight your way to it to make progress. In Caverns of Chaos, positioning is everything, in the sense of both pixel perfect positioning and split-second timing. If you're a Manic Miner fan, you'll know the format immediately, although I'm happy to say Caverns of Chaos is much less difficult. Each of the 20 caverns has a different theme, from alien to 8-bit computing, and there's a cheat mode to allow you to practice any of them. All are very promising, and will take you at least a few minutes to figure out. Definitely highly recommended. Ice Castles is a terrible conversion to the Dragon of the rather good Crystal Castles arcade game. You play a bear who wanders around a 3D grid collecting gems. The grid has several different bad guys who also collect the gems and will kill you with a single touch. Get the last gem on the screen and you get a bonus. Now the screen resolution chosen for this game is just plain wrong. Everything is cramped together, meaning you can't position yourself carefully enough to avoid the nasties. There are also weird effects, where any character on the right of the screen also half appears on the left, not to mention the odd floating in the foreground effect when you enter the hidden passages. The bad guys just seem to plod around too. Even if you do manage to complete the odd screen, it often feels more like luck than game skill. The ingredients for a good game got lost here, and they resulted in the equivalent of gruel. Don't play. CRESTA is a conversion of the awesome arcade shoot 'em up game on the Dragon, and it has an infinite number of levels with an ever-increasing complexity of aliens and their corresponding attack formations. The game gives you 3 rocket ships, which, in a unique selling point, are steadily more powerful. You start off with Rocket Ship 1, which is a tiny blob that fires a single bullet. When it gets destroyed, you're granted Ship 2, which is bigger and has double-barrel firepower. Finally, you get your hands on Ship 3, which is bigger and more powerful still. The game isn't easy, but there's a definite skill to be learned in relation to each wave. Once mastered, it means progress is achieved with less frustration. In fact, CRESTA is a pretty faithful conversion of the original, despite being all done in monochrome. Definitely worth playing. PEDRO is a curious little game in which you play a gardener whose flowers are under siege from mutant insects, and a tramp so starving he's resorted to eating the seeds that you plant. It's in 3D. You collect compost from the bottom of the screen and you use it to block up ways into your garden. You have 30 seconds at the beginning of each level to prepare your defences before the nasties attack. Maniacally jumping in the air scares away the tramp, and coming down thump on an insect obliterates it. Or at least, it does if it's marching left to right. If it's going up and down, it seems much harder to squash it, and you can end up wasting a lot of time chasing a single insect while the others eat your whole garden. I find this game rock hard, but it is somewhat fun, if a little vexing.